India, a nation of more than 1 billion in population, has a rich variety of tradition and culture. Most of the people across the country have one thing in common, that is, the desire for fair skin. What is the reason behind this? Is it a sign of racism? The main reason behind it is probably the British colonization over India for over 100 years and them making their ivory skin color superior to the brown shades of an Indian skin color, the reason to rule over India, hence making them feel inferior. Britain had a great influence on the subcontinent. Another major reason for the discrimination of darker skin tone in India is the coming in of the Aryans who were fairer than the Dravidians living in the region. For decades, South Asian women have been drilled with the message that fairness equates to beauty and that a whiter complexion is key to getting ahead in life, in marriage, and at work. So, where did this fairness fetish come from? It has most frequently been blamed on the British Raj and the identification with the colonizers, but historians also trace the prejudice to Vedic times, when the ideals of feminine beauty included a fair skin. Miniature paintings have a rainbow of complexions, but the dark skins are of attendants and servants.
Britain also influenced the subcontinent on many levels. For more than 300 years, from trade in the early 17th century to nearly 100 years of colonial rule that ended in 1947. Many people believe social perceptions from those days remain, perhaps the most obvious, equating fair skin with success, power, and all things desirable. India has been invaded by a series of many races and tribes, fairer than the original inhabitants. Last were the Britishers to rule, and they were the fairest. So the vanquished want to be like the victors, and the most obvious difference between them is actually their skin color.
The desire for fair skin in India is said to date back to a long way back in history. The age-old caste system created a hierarchy of the classes. It was believed that the upper classes were fairer compared to the lower classes, as it was the lower class people who worked all day in the harsh conditions, such as prickling sunlight, and hence they were dark. Fair skin is associated with Brahmins who didn't do any laborious work. Many related being fair with being rich and upper class, and being dark as being poor and middle class. It has been a long time since people have been equating fair skin with success, power, and all things desirable. This concept of fair skin being more desirable is being further promoted by mass media through advertisements showing that dark complexion people are lagging behind in social and economic aspects of life, like rejection by men or not getting a job, and after applying fairness creams they suddenly progress in these aspects. These ads show that a fair skin is more desirable and attracts the envy and attention. These advertisements often raise a question: is unfair ugly? These ads show that there is a fair and confident girl beneath every dark-skinned girl. Bollywood has been an active participant in promoting the concept fair is lovely. Even the dusky skin tone ladies of the industry are seen in fairness cream advertisements. People start aspiring to be fair after seeing people in power promoting such thoughts. Nearly two-thirds of the women in India apply fairness creams daily.
Just jog your memory a bit and go back to when you did the Pond's ads with Seth to the new, the Honda Pleasure ad. Did you think through the Pond's ad? Because, it was pretty regressive in its thought process.
I disagree. I don't think in fact, the Pond's commercial was the only commercial which did not say that you will get fair in 7 days. It did not say your color will change. It did not say if you're dark and you suddenly become white. It was the only commercial, if you watch it carefully and you jog your memory back into that, it said that you will get a pinkish glow, a glow to your skin in 7 days. They never showed me as dark, and it just showed me as underconfident. And then at the end of the commercial, I was glowing. We never said that, in 7 days you'll suddenly become gori gori. I'm dusky myself, and I'm very proud to be dusky myself. I would never go around saying that, you need to become fair and that's the only way you'll be beautiful, because I don't endorse that.
For the first time with Lycopene, New Pond's White Beauty gives you a radiant pinkish white glow.
हैंडसम लगा मर्दों की त्वचा होती है सख्त जिस पे लड़कियों वाली फेयरनेस क्रीम बेअसर सिर्फ इमामी फेयर एंड हैंडसम में है अमेरिकन लुमिनोपेप्टाइड जो किसी भी साधारण मर्दों वाली फेयरनेस क्रीम
Everybody wants to be a few shades fairer. 1 shade, 2 shades, 3 shades fairer. But shade cards are for walls.
It is not only the store-bought creams that provide this service. Beauty parlors and salons have a wide range of skin lightening and brightening services for the fair skin aspirants.
प्लस का है, O3 वाइटिंग का है, डायमंड का है और स्किन वाइटिंग का भी है, स्किन टाइटिंग का भी है और जिससे कि फेस पे ग्लो आती है वो भी है। आजकल ज़्यादा क्लाइंट मांगते हैं कि हमें स्किन ग्लो के लिए चाहिए तो वो भी है हमारे पास।
तो मतलब ज़्यादातर क्लाइंट्स आपसे बोलते हैं कि उनको स्किन वाइटनिंग और ग्लो चाहिए होता है।
यस।
हाँ, और कितने लोग अप्रॉक्सीमेटली एक महीने में आते हैं जो आपसे ये वाइटनिंग के ट्रीटमेंट्स मांगते हैं?
हो जाते हैं 15-20 इतना हो जाता है।
15-20 होते हैं। और रिजल्ट कैसा होता है, मतलब कि कितना चेंजेस कॉम्प्लेक्शन में एक पर्टिकुलर जैसे मेरे से इंसान के कितना चेंजेस आ सकते हैं?
चेंजेस आ सकता है 50% तो आ ही जाता है। करते के साथ ही हम 50% दिखा देते हैं क्लाइंट को, उसके बाद वो अपने ग्लो दिखाता जाता है आगे जाके उससे ग्लो और बढ़ती जाती है।
अच्छा, फिर इन ट्रीटमेंट से, इन सर्विसेज से स्किन टोन्स इंसान के बदल जाते हैं?
जी बढ़
Skin color preference in matrimonial matters is something certainly not unique to India. However, the way it gets expressed is most certainly distinctive from that in any other society. Whether it is sticking to the tradition of arranged marriages, but evolving from the use of matrimonial columns in newspapers to websites like Shadi.com, BharatMatrimony.com, or evolving to the system of love marriages, people still prefer their partners to be fair.
So the first thing to know about whether you can change people's mindset is to understand that the idea is wrong. There is absolutely no reason why fair skin is better than dark skin or dark skin is better than fair skin. The thing to remember is that people fall on a spectrum and either side of the spectrum is completely allowed. And actually, like India, we learn most of our lessons from cinema. We're really into cinema as a whole. And if cinema starts setting the agenda where now you have a lot more people with dusky skin coming up and taking, lead actress roles.
I don't think there's anything wrong with makeup as such. I think if it can be used as a tool to make people feel more confident about themselves and more better about themselves, I just don't see how it can be evil in nature.
Skin is something which is decided by the genetical information in your body. And unlike in Europe where fair skin is the norm, in Africa where darker skin exists, in India you have 4 or 5 categories of skin. And that becomes extremely relevant because in terms of these 4 or 5 categories, I think Indians have a fetish for the lightest category or the lightest variety. I think the reasons could be manifold. The number one reason could be that historically, we are a combination of cultural pockets or different cultures which form one subcontinent. And within the subcontinent, there are areas where the genetic type is different. So, probably in order to show supremacy of the race, white or fairer skin must have been idealized at one point in time. Also, there are a lot of influences in our culture. There have been invasions from the Middle East and from Mongolia, and then the British ruled us for a while. And I have a feeling that somehow in India we connect, it's not just about beauty, we connect fairer skin with more charisma and in a certain way more indirect domination. So if you look at professional industries like modeling, etc., even there where the body should be as relevant as the skin, fairer skin holds a higher value.
It started because we're a post-colonial society, but we are gradually developing our own identity as a nation that is not completely hinged upon our history. And I think with time it will definitely change, but if people in power can begin and become the catalyst for that change, it will be much quicker.